If your collections are strong, but profit margin isn't where it should be, there are usually 3 expense categories responsible for that. Not 10, not 20, just 3 of them. And the problem is not that dentists don't work hard. The problem is that these categories quietly increase over time and no one notices until EBITDA margin starts to decrease. Today, we're breaking down the 3 expense categories that most dental practices overspend on and what the numbers should look like. Here's the problem. Most dentists review their P&L like this. Income looks good, expenses look normal, nothing feels extreme. But they do not compare these expenses to benchmarks as a percentage of income. So small increases go unnoticed. Payroll increases by 2%, dental supplies increase by 1.5%, and lab increases slightly. Individually, they don't seem significant, but together they can reduce EBITDA margin dramatically. For a healthy single practice, EBITDA margin should be around 35%. If these categories increase without control, the margin can decrease quickly. If you haven't met, my name is DJ Bhola, and we specialize in bookkeeping and financial reporting for dental practice owners. We help practices get clean, updated monthly financials so ownership can make better business decisions. On this channel, we focus on clear numbers, better decisions, and higher profits for your dental practice. Here are the 3 categories where most practices overspend. Number 1, employee expenses. Benchmark for single practices is 31% on an average. This includes hygienists, dental assistants, front desk, payroll taxes related to these employees, and their benefits. This is usually the largest expense category for any practice. If employee expenses increase from 31% to 35%, that is a 4% increase. On $1 million in collections, that is $40,000. That $40,000 directly reduces your EBITDA or your profit. There's no change in production required, just payroll. Dental supplies. Benchmark, 5.58% of collections. This includes clinical consumables and any other dental supplies you need in the practice. Because these purchases happen frequently, small inefficiencies add up. If dental supplies increase from 5.5% to 7% on $1 million practice, that's $70,000 instead of $55,000. That's about $15,000 in gross margin, often caused by lack of inventory control, multiple ordering systems, no vendor negotiation, expiration of products. Number 3, lab expenses. The benchmark for this expense is 5.86% of collections. Lab costs directly impact your profits. If lab increases from 5.8% to 7%, that's another $12,000+ in reduction in profits. And unlike payroll, this expense fluctuates with case mix and vendor selection. Without monitoring it monthly as a percentage, it slowly increases. Let's walk you through an example. Let's say a practice collects $1 million. At benchmark levels, employee expenses should be $310,000, dental supplies should be about $55,000, lab expenses should be about $58,000. Now let's say they increase slightly. Employee expenses are $35,000, so $350,000, dental supplies at 7% at $70,000, and lab at 7% as well to $70,000. The total additional expense of $40,000 plus $14,000 plus $11,000. That's about $65,000. That $65,000 directly reduces your profits. There is no decline in production. There's no drop in collections, just expenses were not controlled. If EBITDA was 35%, it now decreases significantly simply due to expense increases. Why these 3 matter the most? These 3 categories are large, move frequently, are easy to justify emotionally, and increase gradually. And together, they typically represent over 40% of income. Small percentage increases create large dollar impact. That's why they must be reviewed monthly, not quarterly, not annually. Here is what I would take away from this video. If you want to protect your profit margin, start with these three categories: employee expenses, dental supplies, and lab expenses. Track them as a percentage of income every month. This should be done on a 3-month rolling income statement. Compare them to benchmarks and address increases early, because once they move away from the norm, EBITDA margin decreases quickly. Production does not fix overspending, structure does. If you're not reviewing these three categories monthly as a percentage of income, that is the first place to improve your reporting. Clear categories, clear benchmarks, consistent monthly tracking. Clear numbers, better decisions, and higher profits for your dental practice. I will see you in the next one.